Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jamieology. My name is Jamie, and today we are going to be decorating for St. Patrick's Day. So I went to the Dollar Tree, I got a lot of decorations, and I'm also making some DIY decorations. So stick around for some awesome DIY and Dollar Tree decorations for St. Patrick's Day and some inspiration to decorate your own house. I would really love it if you would like and subscribe to this video. It really helps me out and helps me keep creating this content for you. So let's get right into it. Alright, so my trip to the Dollar Tree only cost me $22.42, which is very good for the amount of decorations that I got. If you'll notice on the right side of the screen, I also got this cute pair of socks, which I decided to wear while I was decorating. The first area that I decided to tackle with this decoration session was my coffee table. I added this bright green banner because I wanted a lot of green on this space, and I found this cute clover and pot of gold to add to it as well. Another area that I like to decorate is right by my stairs. It's right where people enter, so I just hang a sign there, and this tinsel one was very cute. Another place I like to hang signs is on the accent wall in my bedroom. I just have two hooks that I change out by the season, and I found these two signs at the Dollar Tree that fit perfectly. One final place that I like to hang signs is in my office, and I found this cute one with leprechaun feet coming out of a pot of gold, and it fit perfectly in between my two windows in the office. In the kitchen, I decided to just keep things simple, and I got this scarf that had pots of gold and little leprechaun hats on it, and I just tied that around the handle of our fridge. It just adds a pop of color, but it's not too distracting while you're using the kitchen. Another accent that I added to the kitchen was this cute hand towel covered in clovers, and I just hung that over the rail of the oven. The final accents that I added to the kitchen were a couple small pots of gold, and the way I filled these was I stuffed paper towel into the bottom so that I didn't have to use as many gold coins, and then I just put the gold coins over the top of the paper towel to hide it. I made a couple of these, and I used them on the centerpiece of our kitchen island, which still has some Valentine's Day decor on it, but we're trying to use that up before switching it out completely. The next area that I tackled was the stairs, and I leave this light rope around it all year long just because it allows us to walk up the steps easier at night, but I wrapped this green mesh around the lights, and it looked really pretty because the light shined through the mesh, and it just made it very, very green in that area. Alright, this decoration is probably my favorite out of the ones we did for St. Patrick's Day. So the Dollar Tree had these really cute little fairy garden accents and pieces, and I had the idea to get 3 of them, and I made them into a little leprechaun landscape. So it's like a little leprechaun is just living in your house. So I put these 3 decorations together, and then I added a pot of gold over on the side. And for the path, I had the idea of using gold coins, but Ryan actually came up with the idea of creating a wooden path and then painting it. So what he did is he took a palette board and cut a piece off of it, and then traced a curvy path into it and cut it out with a jigsaw. Then he sanded it and planed it a lot thinner so that it would meet the bottom step of the house so that it wouldn't go over the stairs. The next thing he did was take a Dremel tool and carve out the inside of the path. So we wanted it to have an edge so that we could paint that gold, and we wanted the bottom to be thinner. So he used a sandpaper and a carving tool to carve the inside out. Alright, so the last project we did for our St. Patrick's Day decor was to make a rag banner, which is something I do for every season, but I really enjoyed the green colors and the different shades of green that I used in this one. If you're interested in step-by-step instructions for rag banners, definitely head to my website, Jamieology. I have a post detailing exactly how to make one of these. But essentially, you're going to start out and you're going to make a knot at the end with a loop so that you can hook it to whatever hook you have to hang your banner up when you're done with it. Once that knot is tied, you can set it aside and bring back your fabric squares. So I use these, what are called fat quarters of fabric. So I just simply unfold it and I can cut it just like this because it's already folded in the way that I want it to be. If you are using something different, you might want to check how it's folded just to make sure that it's going to cut the same way. But essentially it's folded in 4 sections, and for each strip is going to be 2 ties for the rag banner. So you're going to cut each strip about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch thick depending on what you prefer. I usually get 6 strips out of each square that's folded into the fabric. So I get about 24 strips per fat quarter that I use. So depending on the fabric that you use, you'll get more or less. Once you have a strip cut, you are going to cut that strip exactly in half. So each one of the strips that you cut off will be 2 strips for your rag banner. Then you simply repeat this process for each of the fabric quarters that you have chosen. It can get to be a long process, but I can tell you that it is totally worth it because this decoration turns out beautifully. Once everything is cut, you're going to bring your string back, and I like to hold it down with a piece of tape just so that it doesn't move on me when I'm trying to tie the strands to it. So the next step is tying each of the strands to the piece of twine. And basically all I do is make a simple knot with each of these, trying to make sure that the knot is as in the center of the piece of fabric as possible. And then I pull them down just so that they sit better. And I'll do this alternating each color of fabric throughout the entire length of the twine. This is what it should look like when it is done. I always save the scraps of my rag banners because there's always some left over, and I can use the scraps to make different rag banners with different colors out of the things that I've made before. My favorite place to hang rag banners is right over our fake fireplace in our apartment. It just fits really nicely under the TV and adds some color in the space that we and our friends use the most. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, please hit that like and subscribe button just so I can keep producing more content for you all. And I look forward to talking to you in my next video.